Hey everybody, welcome back to the Midwest Smelters channel. Last video we left off welding up the top here, or the top side of the frame. Today I'm gonna get the sheet slid on. And then what I've come to realize, I think, is I need to weld another bar in right beside this one, because the machine doesn't come all the way out to the edge, and it's gonna sit on here, so it's fine here. But it'll probably stop about right here. So I want something to support this corner of the machine. And the rest of the way down it's just going to sit on there. And then there'll be some brackets that I'll weld here to the top of the skid to hold the machine down. Or I might bolt some. We'll see. We'll just see how it goes. And then the outside I'll just put some flat strap. And I'll weld it to the skid and then bolt it into the frame of the machine. So, all right. Without further ado, let's get going. All right, guys. So I don't have any fancy tools here. Basically, we're just building this with a grinder, a Harbor Freight MIG welder, the Titanium 200 plus, or I'm sorry, Titanium Unlimited 200. I don't even have a torch here at the moment. I'm all out of oxygen. So basically, we're just going with basic tools, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody got to start somewhere. So if your excuse is you just don't have the tools, but you got bare minimum tools, well, it's just an excuse, because you can still get it done. You don't got to have anything fancy. I do have a chop saw, but the blade's junk on it, so I've been cutting everything with a grinder. And yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but it is what it is. So alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut that, and I'm going to pause the video so you don't have to listen to the grinder. Alright guys, I got the piece cut off here. Now we're going to tack it in. This one, I want the machine to set flat across all of these, so I'm not going to weld it on the top. I'm just going to tack it in on the side, and then whenever we flip it over, when we flip the skid over, we'll weld the bottom. Alright, that's in there. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get this skin slid over where we want it and get it tacked down. let's get this clamped down a little bit here. Alright, now I'm just going to run around and tack it on. This is just thin sheet metal. This is only 1/8 inch. It ain't going to be real thick. So you just got to be careful not to warp it. Alright, that's tacked down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to weld the runners that go on the inside. And that way, because if you just run around the outside and weld it, you're going to make it all wavy and warped. So I'm going to pause the video, I'll flip it up, and then we'll get to welding. Alright guys, I got it stood up. This thing's getting pretty heavy. So what I did was I tack welded this I-beam down here to the bottom. That way it'll keep it from flipping back on me. If it goes the other way, I'm not real concerned about that. Ain't really nothing over there to hurt. But I still want it coming back on me and smashing me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weld this up. I'll probably weld a little bit on camera in real time. And then I'll stop the video and finish it out. That way you guys don't just kind of watch me weld. But alright, let's get started. Alright guys, I got one little section here welded up. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and I'm going to finish it out, and then we'll come back whenever we get it done. Alright everybody, I got it all welded up and flipped it back down. I still got some welds to do over here and some little small welds there, but we're getting there. I'll pause the camera and finish up these little welds, but when we get back, I think we're going to open that up. I'm going to try to get it fit on here. And then, I don't know if I got enough box tubing to do it. I hope I do. I'm going to build a rail right there for my bottles, because my bottles will sit there. And then, hopefully I can build another stand behind it. I don't have the reel yet. That'll come in due time. But I'm going to buy a reel for my torch bottles too. So, we'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, let's cut open these reels and see what they look like. Don't look like they're packaged good anyway. Got some hardware, instructions. Well guys, here they are. They look pretty good quality to me. Got a lock on them. That's nice. I like that. They lean back a little bit. I wasn't sure from the picture. I thought they would, but I wasn't sure. I thought they could be, you know, pretty straight up or down or whatever too, but I think I'm gonna like them. Now what I'm gonna do to mount them is I'm gonna cut out a plate that's the same size as this one, and then I'm gonna take some box tubing and weld to the plate, and then I'm gonna weld the box tubing to the skid, and then I'm gonna bolt it through that other plate. I don't know how high I want it. It'll probably be about, I don't know, roughly that high. This is going to turn out pretty slick, guys. Pretty excited. So, alright guys, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to get started fabricating the bracket for that reel. Alright guys, I'm going to start on the mount for my lead reels. And all I had here for plate was 1/8 inch, and I wanted to go a little thicker because there looks like 3/16 there. So I found some channel iron. Got a bunch of holes and stuff in it already, but I don't think that'll affect what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut a piece out of it, and that'll make my plate. So what I'm going to do, take my square. I need a piece of 4x6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark a straight line here. Just torch cut. it don't look real good. I'm gonna cut it with a cut-off wheel because I want it to look, you know, kind of a little better. I'm gonna come off my line. Well, I think I'm gonna cut that first. That way it's good and straight. So I'll pause it so you don't have to listen to me cut it, and then I'll cut it and I'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, I got that all squared up. Had to change my cutoff wheel. So I have some people asking about what wheels I've been using. Well, these are them. These Go Yonder wheels. I just got them off Amazon. I got a link in the description on the video. Super cheap. You get 100 of them, I think, if I remember correctly, for like $25 plus tax. I'd say these are just as good, if not better, than the DeWalt wheels, the XPs. They seem to get pretty good life out of them. I've not had any blow apart on me or anything like that. They're pretty thin, so they cut real well. They got different sizes on there too. This is a 4.5. I think they've got 6-inch on there, maybe 5. I can't remember 2. But anyway, go check that out in the description. I got a link in there. It takes you to my Amazon store. Really help the channel out if you guys want to try them out. So anyway, get back to what we're doing here. So I need a 4x6 plate. So we'll make our mark here at 4. Alright, got our plate marked out here. Now I'm going to pause the video, cut it out with the grinder so you guys don't have to listen and hear all that. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to get the holes lined up and all that to make our mount. Okay, so what I wanted to do was use this tool right here. It's called a transfer punch. And basically what it does is it's the same size hole. I got a whole bunch of different sizes in my set, but it's the same size hole as the bolt here, and then it's just got a punch on the end of it that centers it up. Well, I can't use it because there's too much stuff in the way on the reel. So plan B is I'm just going to hold it up there and mark it with a marker. Which works fine too. You get a little more accuracy if you use the transfer punch, but if it don't fit, it don't fit. So there's the hole. So now you just take I'm going to use my transfer punch because I don't know where my center punch is. I'm going to just put it on there. And that'll keep the drill bit from walking so much. And I just drill the hole. Hopefully the drill bit's sharp. Alright, now basically I'll just continue the process 3 more times and then switch over to the bigger drill bit that I want, 3/8 I do believe, and then it'll be the right size and we'll go from there. Alright, now we'll put the polish pad on the grinder and we'll knock all these burrs off and kind of round these corners a little bit just to make it look a little nicer. Well, this is what I call a polish pad anyway. Everybody's got different names for them. Some people call them tiger pads or sanding disc, but I just call them a polish pad. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock the burrs off and round the corners a little. You don't gotta do a lot, just enough to knock the burrs off. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Alright guys, here's basically what we're going to build here for our bracket. This will be welded, this part here will be welded to the skid, and it's essentially upside down, but I'm going to draw some square lines on here just to make them nice and even, make them look nice. And then we'll run a little bead here, and we won't need too much on the inside. That'd be just kind of overkill. But let's get that done. All right, we got our square lines marked on here. I basically came in 1.5 inches from the end. Sit there. Sorry about the neighbor noise, guys. Nice day out today. I think it's about 64 degrees. So it makes it pretty nice working in the shop. Sorry about that fan noise too, that's my welder. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tack it here on the end. Guys, we're using that Harbor Freight titanium welder. The only complaint I have is the fan runs all the time. Other than that, it pretty much is flawless. Leaning over a little bit, have to try to square it up some. If I end up breaking it off before I get it square. That's pretty good. Get this one tacked, this side tacked up. Oh. Not very good ground there, huh? Metal's a little rusty. Alright, there we got it. That looks pretty good. Move the camera back a little bit. Now I'm just gonna run a bead down there, down through there. I didn't put a very big one. It doesn't have to be huge by any means, but I mean, it looks pretty decent, guys. This Harbor Freight welder, I mean, once you get it set right, I mean, it'll hang with the best of them, I do believe. I'm gonna weld this other side up just the same way. I'm going to put a little bit here. I'm not going to go the whole length because I don't want my plate to twist up real hard. So I'm going to get a little bit in there. Alright, that'll be plenty of that. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the video and we're going to go back over to the skid and we're going to figure out where we want to mount it and we'll get her put on there. Alright guys, I want it mounted on this corner of the skid But I want to leave it back a little bit and in a little bit, just so that whenever you pick it up with forks or something, you don't ram into the reels. So I'm going to come back. Probably not going to get real square just because there's so many different things of metal here, but I'm going to come back 3 inches. And I'm going to come over 2. No, I'm going to come over 3. So I think that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to grab my piece here. Yep, I think that's where I'm going to put it. I think that looks nice there. My plate warped a little bit, so it looks like that left leg there's leaning, which it is a little bit. It ain't going to hurt nothing. Let's get it welded on. Alright guys, it's on there. So I'm going to let it cool off and then I'm going to bolt the reels on. Alright guys, we got them mounted on there. Looks pretty good if I do say so myself. I think that's it for today's video. Next time we're going to try to set the machine on there and then start building the bottle rack. If you like this kind of stuff guys, leave me a comment. I know it's kind of out of the realm of what we've normally been doing, but I told you we were going to bring some new stuff to the channel, and here we are. So this will be part 2 of the series, and hopefully there will be one more part, or maybe 2 by the time we're done. But if you like today's video, hit that like button. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.